So how I came into contact with the first Five Nights at Freddy's was when I was watching Markiplier's gameplay video of the game, and in the title it said that it was the scariest game of all time, and I was thinking to myself, huh, this actually looks very disturbing, because I was seeing the thumbnail at the time, and Bonnie at the front, Chica, and Freddy in the background. It actually looked very, very creepy, so I was all like, what the hell, I'll watch it. So, of course, I do this with every single one of Markiplier's videos. I love watching his reactions. He's a new YouTube favorite of mine. I've been his follower for like a couple years, I want to say. And I was watching him playing this game, and it had a very creepy atmosphere, and I was kind of scared on my mind. And near the end of the video, when Foxy the pirate came to jump scare Markiplier out of nowhere, I was literally scared out of my mind. So I was like, nope. I want nothing to do with this, because now I'm scared of Five Nights at Freddy's. And little did I realize Five Nights at Freddy's spread like wildfire. I didn't realize the huge scope of how popular Five Nights at Freddy's was getting to social media and all that. There was stuff everywhere, and some of my school friends were actually talking about Five Nights at Freddy's during my walk to the bus stop a couple of days, or I'm not sure of the certain circumstances or when, but when I was walking to the bus on a school day, after school actually, me and a couple of close friends of mine mentioned Five Nights at Freddy's, and they were showing me all of his creepy stuff and fan art of Foxy the Pirate, Bonnie the Bunny, Chica the Chicken, and Freddy Fazbear himself. And I was all like, nope, don't show me those pictures. And they kept on asking why, blah blah blah, and I was all like, I don't want anything to do with it. I'm really scared of that game. It creeps me the heck out. And my friends kept on encouraging me to come in with a much more open mind of Five Nights at Freddy's, because they think it's an amazing game. And you know what? For a while, I decided to man up and watch more of Markiplier's videos. But of course, those jump scares keep on scaring the living shit out of me, so I always cringe in fear whenever Markiplier is playing Five Nights at Freddy's. But over the next couple weeks, I got more research. I dove into more about Five Nights at Freddy's and the mythos behind it, if you will. And it really intrigued me, and I started watching the Game Theory's take on Five Nights at Freddy's, and it really intrigued me behind the story. And as the game theorist pointed out, it has one of the most complete storylines of any video games he has ever encountered, and I am willing to agree with him. And I also stood back and appreciated the atmospheric take on Five Nights at Freddy's. There is so much ambiance. There is little music beyond Freddy's low entrance when the power goes out, but besides that, it has a really creepy atmosphere, and I just appreciate the game as it is. I wasn't a huge Five Nights at Freddy's right then and there, but I slowly started to swallow more about the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise, and I got to learn a little bit more about Scott Cawthon, and he had previous experience with the game. I mean, with other games in general, and he used this game engine called Click Team Fusion, I believe it was, and basically everything that Scott put into the game were static images. I mean, there was a little bit of animation here and there, such as the jump scares, the cameras, but when you're looking into the cameras, everything is just static shots, static pictures, if you will, and it's really goddamn impressive. And mind you, Scott created everything from the 3D modeling, the programming, the sound effects, everything. He is a freaking genius, I will admit that. And I haven't played Five Nights at Freddy's by then, and since I've watched all of Markiplier's playthroughs of Five Nights at Freddy's, the first one I mean, I didn't want to go record because I already know what's going on, and I don't want to disappoint an audience who wants me to, you know, get into a game and I'm just walking around like a confused child. But in reality, I already know what's going on. So anyway, continuing on. So you know, I got more into Five Nights at Freddy's, and I started to become a huge fan by then. And I will admit it, one of my most favorite animatronics is Foxy the Pirate. Most fans of a Five Nights at Freddy's franchise will agree with me when Foxy the Pirate is the most badass animatronic out there. If any of you are familiar with my channel, you will notice Foxy the Pirate is among many of the characters I have in my background YouTube channel picture. Sorry. But anyway, so I never played the first Five Nights at Freddy's. Well, back then, I played it, and I've never gotten past Night 5 because it is hard as hell. I will admit it, but so yeah, I became a huge Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. Most people were giving me shit about it, but you know, I digressed, and I got more into Five Nights at Freddy's, and I was all like, oh man, if there should be a sequel. But this was before Five Nights at Freddy's 2 was teased, so I was kind of disappointed that Scott Cawthon didn't follow up with a sequel. And around that time, one of the first Five Nights at Freddy's fan songs, I want to call them, fan songs. The first fan song that came out was made by The Living Tombstone. It was simply called the Five Nights at Freddy's song. Excuse me. And it was an awesome song, and it was the building block for many other fan songs to come. And of course, there were fan games. I think the first Five Nights at Freddy's fan game was Five Nights at Treasure Island, and sadly, even though it looks like an awesome game, the original developer of the game had a lot of personal stuff to attend to, so he kind of gave up on Five Nights at Treasure Island. But luckily, recently, he had transferred the rights of Five Nights at Treasure Island, to a couple of gamers to complete his legacy, if you will. So once that game is complete, I am willing to play Five Nights at Treasure Island, and it looks very, very creepy with a photo-negative Mickey, and it's based on this creepypasta. I can't remember the name of it immediately, but yeah, I am looking forward to the complete product. And whenever I get into any of these new games, I try to contain most of my curiosity until I get myself into the game. That's kind of my main strategy. I hold off until I get into the game. So yeah, that's my more than brief history of the first Five Nights at Freddy's game. And this was my first step into becoming a hardcore Five Nights at Freddy's fan. So yeah, it has made a huge impact on my life and made me really appreciate horror games in general, how creative they can become, and it's a new concept.